WWRR, Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, WMMZ, Berwick, Bloomsburg, Hazleton, WYCK, Plains.
Powered by Mohegan Sun Poano.
The River, 105 and 103.5.
This is Music on the Menu on the River.
Timothy, where on earth did you go?
Featuring Northeast PA's best artists.
Maybe, never mind. She can move me like the stereo, like a song on the radio. She's an angel in the morning, yeah, that's me.
And now, here's your host, Alan K. Stout.
So I got that going for me, which is nice.
All right, everybody. Happy Sunday night. Welcome to Music on the Menu on the River. Alan K. Stout with you, as I always am. Sunday nights, 9 to 10 o'clock. Bringing your regional artists doing their own original material from right here in northeastern Pennsylvania. Hanging out with DC Taylor. DC, good to see you.
You too, Alan. How's it going?
I'm doing just fine.
Sunday night.
Sunday night here on the River. And we've got a good show tonight. We've got a lot of brand new music. We're going to premiere a lot of tunes for the very first time here on the program tonight, including some artists that we've never played here on the show before. So buckle up and get ready if you're up for some brand new northeastern Pennsylvania tunes. We're going to kick it off with a brand new track from Gentleman East. This is basically an all-star band that was formed about 5 years ago now, featuring, I guess, 5 years ago. I'm going to say maybe 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Brett Alexander put this band together. Aaron Fink, formerly from Breaking Benjamin. Paul Smith, formerly of the Badleys. Ron Samostic, formerly of the Badleys. It's a dynamite project. They did do an EP record a couple years ago, but they've been recording ever since then. And they just dropped this track on social media last week, and I thought we'd get it right on the radio for you. Brand new music from Gentleman East, a song called Iron Horse.
Destiny. What you call lies, I call history. And maybe someday it will turn around, but it's very so. Robber Baron takes a bite of a second course, riding in the belly of an iron horse. Cried out loud, and standing in a desert with a mushroom cloud. They said you might find power or you might find joy, but you won't find both. Do you hear me, boy? And maybe someday it will turn around, but it's been so. Across a great divorce, running everybody over like an iron horse. It's destiny, so everybody over like an iron horse. Running everybody over like an iron horse. Running everybody over like an iron horse.
Hey, this is Tom Flannery, and you're listening to Music on the Menu with Alan K. Stout on the River.
I can feel the sunshine, I can feel the rain, I can hear the lonesome in the whistle of a passing train. I can roam and ramble, I can split myself in two, but when I lay my head down, I still work for you. Yeah, yeah. Dig myself a great big hole, reach for the sky, be laughing on the inside when people see me cry. Blink till my eyes bleed, then face down your crew. But when you say you're leaving, I still work for you. Yeah. Read your mind half the time, and that's enough to keep me hanging on this line. Got no reason, got no rhyme. Spend my last dollar to save your last dime. Oh, it's time for rich men, still can't retire. Never getting up, just like a forest fire. It'll burn till there's nothing left for it to do. Lots of good men left, but I still work for you. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Tom Flannery and the Shillelaghs here on Music on the Menu on the River with a brand new track called I Still Work For You. We just premiered that track, I think it was 2 weeks ago. That's from the brand new record, Peace, Love, and Dollar Pints. I love that name from Tom and the Boys. And before that, we heard Gentleman East with a song called Iron Hoist, brand new song from Gentleman East, again featuring former members of the Badleys and Breaking Benjamin. And also, interesting, Tom Flannery, who we just played, has also done 2 albums now with Brad Alexander.
Yeah.
So they've been in here together as guests, if I recall. Haven't they, DC?
Yeah.
Talking about their records in the past. So always a lot of fun to get new music from both of those artists. We're going to play a brand new track for you now that just came our way this week. This is from an artist named Chris Ludzik. He's from Scranton. Chris is a big fan of the show. Listens all the time. He sends us some great songs over the years. He gave a terrific speech last year up at Steamtown Music Awards, inducting Joe Wigleski from Sound Investments into the Lifetime Achievement. He received the Lifetime Achievement Award. Mm-hmm. Really knowledgeable guy. Great discussions with Chris about music on our Music on the Menu Facebook page. And I love this song that he just sent us. It's called The Nicholson Bridge, which, of course, is a landmark here in northeastern Pennsylvania,
aka the Tunkhannock Viaduct.
Yes. You know, whenever I hear of the Nicholson Bridge, I think of our old radio friend, still friend, but we're not working at the same stations any longer. We're all in different places. But Nikki Stone.
Yeah. Yep.
She's from up that way, and she loves Nicholson, and she posts pictures of the bridge sometimes. She's on the radio still, down the dial a little bit.
Yep.
doing great. We're all still hanging in there. But I was thinking about her when I saw this track from Chris Ludwig, and it's a cool song. It's kind of about the building of the bridge, I guess, and what went into it.
Nice.
The subtitle is Bigger Than Us All. Check it out. Great new tune from Chris.
Gotta move 'em out today. We've got to find a better way. I'll work, no more play. Gotta move 'em out today. Here to there is too damn long for the train whistle to cry its song. They should be fast, not just strong. Here to there is too damn long. So if we can't ride over, we'll just ride through. Our method is tried and true. And if we can't ride through, we'll just ride on top. No need to slow down, no need to stop. So gather your fathers and brothers too. Lord knows that there's a job to do. Get your sons and cousins, the order is tall. This bridge is bigger than us all. Gotta move 'em out today. We're sure to find a better way. I'll work, no more play. Gotta move 'em out today. Blood in the concrete, sweat on our brows. We never knew and we never learned how. It didn't matter, it was all for the goal of moving people, iron and coal. So if they can't ride over, we'll just dig through. This method is tried and true. And if they can't ride through, we'll just build on top. We won't slow down until we drop. 3 long years we toiled in pain for an arched great tower amongst the plain. No fame or fortune, but we answered the call. This bridge is bigger than us all. Gotta move 'em out today. There's got to be a better way. I'll work, no more play. Gotta move 'em out today. Sleepy town in the north put its youngest and strongest forth to ensure that the railroad line makes the trip all in good time. So now they all ride over and they all ride through. Some said it was too good to be true. And when they all ride through, they all wait from the top. No need to slow down, no need to stop. 30 dead, maybe more, all lost to this industrial war. The tears like rain did fall on the bridge bigger than us all. Gotta move 'em out today. They finally found a better way. So high was the price to pay just to move 'em out today.
Hey, this is Shannon Marciata, and you're listening to Music on the Menu with Alan K. Stout on The River.
Could have sworn I heard an angel whisper in my ear. He promised everything would come together as long as I've no fear. At that very moment, the sun began to shine, and streams of light came bursting through the grayness of my skies. And I felt sun on my shoulder. father's arms holding me. And I knew then that that message was one I needed to believe.
Shannon Marciata here on Music on the Menu on the River with a brand new song called The Message from her brand new CD, Oceans. And before that, brand new music from Chris Ludzik, a song called The Nicholson Bridge, Bigger Than Us All. You know, DC sometimes like to have some fun on the Facebook page with Music on the Menu. Story came out of Philly this week from the Philadelphia Inquirer, and it was on other news outlets as well from down that way, that they're taking the big tower off the roof of the Tower Theater.
Ah, the Tower Theater.
And I guess some headlines confused people because originally they thought that the Tower Theater was closing.
Right.
And there was a panic. You know?
Right.
But you grew up down there, so you're familiar with it.
Yeah, I grew up there and listened to radio, of course. Grew up listening to the radio down there. Always heard about shows, biggest shows coming through the Tower Theater. It's always such great stuff there.
I saw my very first Kiss concert there.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's a small venue for Kiss.
Yeah.
But they were kind of on a comeback tour. It was the Lick It Up tour where they took the makeup off.
Yeah.
So they kind of had a little bit of a commercial. They hit the wall in the United States, and they're kind of, you know, getting the momentum back again. So they went out and did those. It was amazing to see them in that kind of room.
Yeah.
I saw Bruce Springsteen there. He did an acoustic tour. He just walks out with an acoustic guitar.
Oh, wow.
Just Bruce Springsteen sits
Nice.
there. Sting, Sheryl Crow, Robert Plant, some good shows down at the Tower Theater. So
very nice.
we had fun on Facebook this week chatting with people about some of the great shows they see down there. And the theater is alive and well. The shows will go on. They just had to take the big old tower down because I guess they thought it was going to fall down and kill somebody. So
Okay.
that's that. More music after the break. Stick around.
The Woodlands is celebrating 50 years. Do you believe it? 50 years. For 2 generations of the Kornfeld family, there's a pretty good chance that you or someone you know slept in one of their beds. Over those 50 years, most of you came out and partied with them on the deck for 5 Day, or inside the 25th Hour, or Evolution nightclubs. For 5 decades, how many of you have dined in their legendary Left Bank Bistro or Time Restaurant? And in half of a century, thousands of you celebrated your first dance in the Grand Ballroom. For 50 years, the Woodlands has been reinventing itself, and they're not done yet. Now, they're proud to introduce the area's newest outdoor wedding venue, the Bridal Gardens, and the creation of their Streamside Apartments. The Woodlands wants to thank all of you who got them there and invite you to swing by for sushi, grab some pizza, listen to some live music, or just stop in for a cocktail. They're not slowing down. They promise. They're just getting started. Check them out at thewoodlandsresort.com.
All right, we're back here on Music on the Menu on the River. We're going to play a couple songs for you now from an artist named Sierra Celerari. I've known Sierra for quite a while now. She's been the lead vocalist with Flaxy Morgan for quite a few years. Just saw her down at my church bazaar. They played great set about 2 weeks ago. I had a great time. I was volunteering down there that night at the bazaar, so I heard them all night long. I was working the beer tent, which was right by the band, conveniently enough. So, but and she's also done some stuff with 1224 in the past, the local group that did a TSO tribute. But she put out a solo album recently called Far From Weak. She did this thing at JL Studios in Oliphant. She's got a couple of musicians that we know here on the record. Rob Husty's on here playing guitar on some tracks. James Wesley, George's son, does drums. And it's a really, really good record. I was really impressed. I gave it a spin earlier this week, and I thought there was a couple tracks on here that would be great for our show. I thought folks would enjoy listening. So I'm going to play a couple for you now. This one's, again, Sierra Celerari. This one's called Far From Weak.
puts up a fight. And then you went and caught me by surprise. I never could get swept up in your lies. You never look past your own desires. So now the time has come. Ooh, you got it coming, yeah. So start your running. You may be slick, but I'm quick. I've got a head start on you. Now you're through. Now you're through. Headstrong and heavy. You think you're God's gift to the earth. The devil's mine. The day your mama gave birth. But you can't cheat me anymore. Gotta forget this mess and slam that door. Just wait and see what I have in store. 'Cause this is gonna be fun. Ooh, you got it coming, yeah. So start your running. You may be slick, but I'm quick. I've got a new attitude. Now you're through. Round and around on your merry-go-round. Couldn't take any more, so I ran for the door. Decisions and lies causing my demise. Why can't you just stop? Ooh, you got it coming, yeah. So start your running. You may be slick, but I'm quick. I've got a head start on you. Ooh, you got it coming, yeah. So start your running. How does it feel? Yeah, it's real when it crashes on you. Now you're through. Now you're through. Oh, what to do? Now you're through.
Sierra Stellari here on Music on the Menu on the River with a song called You're Through. And before that, another one from Sierra, a song called Far From Weak. That's the title track from her brand new record titled Far From Weak, of course. And again, she did at JL Studios and Elephant. There's a lot of great musicians playing on the record and some really good songs and terrific vocalists. Going to play another brand new track for you now. This is from a band from Scranton called The Scripts. They're fronted by a musician named Tim Woody. He's basically the principal songwriter in the band, and he sent us a little information along with the song. His motto when it comes to writing songs is basically from heartache to backache. If it's real, it's getting its own song. And
Nice.
I thought that was pretty cool, because certainly that's where a lot of them come from. The influences range from REM to Ryan Adams, Smashing Pumpkins, Tom Petty, Hank Williams. They did an EP a while back, gone through some lineup changes, kind of settled in now. He's working with another musician named Christopher Harding, and they're working on their new record at Windmill Studios in Mount Cobb. And this is a track that they just sent us for the show. It's called Who's Gonna Love You?
'cause it just ain't enough to say you're in love. When waters get rough, you got to know how to swim above. But things just ain't the same. Hearts are filled with pain. The weakness in your mind brings you back in time and takes you to a place back when everything was new. Ah, but I can't go back with you. Oh. So when the dreams you thought ain't worth the cost, hearts get broken, love gets lost underneath the rust, hidden by the dust lies the awful truth. How sweet it was, but I can't be the one. No, I can't be the one. Be the one who's gonna love you forever. Who's gonna make up your mind? Who's gonna keep you together? Who's gonna walk the line?
Sierra Celerari here on Music on the Menu on the River with a brand new song called Silk and Lace. That's 3 tracks that we played from that new record tonight. Before that, another brand new track from the Scripts, a song called Who's Gonna Love You. During the little break there, DC and I were talking a little bit more about the Tower Theater in Philly. I've been to most of those venues down there, DC. I've been to the TLA.
Yeah.
Is that on South Street?
Yeah.
I saw them. I was at the Trocadero.
Mm-hmm.
That's since closed, I think. The Electric Factory.
Right. I've been to the Electric Factory. Yeah.
Saw Soundgarden there.
Yeah.
Obviously the Spectrum and the old the old Veterans Stadium, Rolling Stones saw there. But the Tower. 2 other things jumped out at me this week. Thinking about those Tower shows. When Springsteen played there with that acoustic show, he played Born in the USA just by himself with an acoustic guitar, and it was such a small audience with 3,000 people there. And he's so huge in Philly. I mean, he usually plays like 2 nights at the Link, you know?
Yeah, right.
You know? And so he knew that just if you were able to get in there, that you were probably a serious fan. Like he kind of was like, I don't know how you guys got the tickets, but if you're here, you're serious, which was true. So he's playing Born in the USA in the original arrangement. And he's talking about, you know, that song was very misunderstood. It was about how American workers and Vietnam veterans were getting screwed over.
Right. And
people thought it was a rah-rah American song. You know, Reagan wanted to use it on the campaign trail in 84. And
right.
So he's playing the song in its original arrangement, much more deliberate. The anger of the song is coming out a lot more. But when he was introducing it, he said, a lot of people didn't get this song when it first came out. He goes, I imagine most of you here tonight probably did. He goes, but for those out there that don't, my grandchildren, thank you. Because it became such a big pop song.
Yeah.
And the other thing I was thinking about at the Tower was I saw Robert Plant there, and I took my buddy with me. He was the biggest Led Zeppelin fan in the world. Just loves everything about them, has everything you could buy, every bootleg, every album, on CD, on vinyl. Seen Robert Plant solo, saw The Firm, saw Jimmy Page. He never really had great seats. And so I was able to take him down there for press and was reviewing the show. So, you know, we're about maybe 12 rows back. Nice seats. But I also had a photo pass, which allowed me to go right to the front of the stage, literally almost put your elbows on the stage and take 3 songs. This was in 1993.
Yeah.
And I went, and I always knew that I could take a couple of pictures, and I'm not a great photographer, but I could always get one that would work for the paper if I needed one. Right. So I go down there with my camera, walk down the aisle from our seats, and I take 36 pictures of Robert Plant in about a song and a half.
Okay.
And I walk back and I sit down with my buddy, and I take the photo pass sticker off my jacket and I slap it on his jacket. And I hand him my camera and I say, go pretend to take some pictures of Robert Plant.
Nice.
He's walking down the aisle towards the front row, before the front row, like he's walking into the gates of heaven. Like I can still see him, like the lights coming, and he's going in front of, you know, it was just one of those things I was happy to do for my friend.
That's perfect.
He got to see Robert. Go pretend to take some pictures of Robert Plant. He looked at me like, oh. It was pretty cool.
I love it.
More music after the break. Stick around.
The Woodlands is celebrating 50 years. Do you believe it? 50 years. For 2 generations of the Kornfeld family, there's a pretty good chance that you or someone you know slept in one of their beds. Over those 50 years, most of you came out and partied with them on the deck for 5 Day, or inside the 25th Hour, or Evolution nightclubs. For 5 decades, how many of you have dined in their legendary Left Bank Bistro or Time Restaurant? And in half of a century, thousands of you celebrated your first dance in the Grand Ballroom. For 50 years, the Woodlands has been reinventing itself, and they're not done yet. Now, they're proud to introduce the area's newest outdoor wedding venue, the Bridal Gardens, and the creation of their Streamside Apartments. The Woodlands wants to thank all of you who got them there and invite you to swing by for sushi, grab some pizza, listen to some live music, or just stop in for a cocktail. They're not slowing down. They promise. They're just getting started. Check them out at thewoodlandsresort.com.
All right, we're back here on Music on the Menu on the River. We're playing a lot of new music here on the show tonight. New stuff from Gentleman East, new stuff from Tom Flannery, new stuff from Chris Ludwig, Shannon Marciata, Sierra Celerari, the Scripts. Let's just keep it rolling. It's, you know, we love playing new stuff here on the show. We got this track this week from Dylan Seamus. He's a singer-songwriter from Scranton, and this is a good old-fashioned protest song in a way. I mean, you know, it's appropriate that we just had the anniversary of Woodstock the last couple of days, and, you know, I kind of got this song right in the middle of all of that, and, you know, this is kind of about what's going on in our country right now with some opinions and immigration reform and the Statue of Liberty, and you know, Dylan kind of put it all into a song. So music speaks for itself. Check it out.
Give us your poor, your huddled masses, written in stone on a great colossus, standing alone in a concrete forest, built in a land that would live in before us, a gown to cloak the shame she feels when the people stare but don't see what's real, just a woman up there all painted teal, can find the message behind the steel. Lady Liberty is dead. Long rests the crown, the rest on her head. Torchlight went out, who will guide us now? Lady Liberty is dead. Broken chains show she's free from the shackles of nationality, cage that only hate can breed, when you're taught that you live in the land of the free. Yes, she herself is not from here or there or that or anywhere near. Foreign eyes and alien ears are not enough to tame our fears. Lady Liberty is dead. Long rests the crown, the rest on her head. Torchlight went out, who will guide us now? Lady Liberty is dead. To say that you are the ones who we've decided are now welcome to come inside of our stolen nation, taken by fathers from across the ocean. What have we become? I don't understand why we can't stand to lend a helping hand to a fellow man, came from another land, just wants a chance to make it as an American. Lady Liberty is dead. Long rest the crown, the rest on her head. Her torchlight went out, who will guide us now? Lady Liberty is dead. Give us your poor, your huddled masses. How is it we've strayed so far from the path that we're lost and afraid, singing SOS, riding on a wave of fear and prejudice? But if you don't take heed, we'll never plant the seed that we need to grow out of this garbage heap, flooding our society with a sea of hatred and bigotry. But if the tides can change, then so can we. It doesn't have to be you versus me. Borders do not create enemies, and they cannot separate us from our humanity. Lady Liberty is dead, but she don't speak for all the rest. Torchlight went out, we've got to carry it now. Lady Liberty is dead.
Monster Track supergroup here on Music on the Menu on the River with a song called Adrian. That's a band based out of Lycoming County down near Williamsport, although they do the records here at Saturation Acres in DuPont. But Jeff Pittenger is the vocalist for that band, and he puts those records together. And before that, brand new music from Dylan Seamus, a song called Liberty is Dead. Going to play another brand new track for you now. This is from R.J. Scouten. He's a local musician from Knoxon. Been gigging all throughout the area for quite a while now, in and out of Northeast Pennsylvania. Plays here as well as some other areas. Actually got to do the national anthem, I guess it was last year, up at the Buffalo Bills game.
Oh, wow.
And he's been asked to do it again
Nice.
this year. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Singing our national anthem in front of about 70,000 people up there in Buffalo. That should be really cool.
Yeah.
And his new song is really cool, too. It's called Back in the Old Days. Check it out.
Turn down your TV, shut off your internet, take a break from the media, roll down the windows and listen to the wind. Do you see the trees swaying? Do you see the sun upcoming? Now tell me how you feel. Do you feel your life coming back to you? Oh, I said, do you feel real life coming back to you? It's back in the old days, life was pure and simple. Back in the old days, true and kind, not all these distractions on your mind. I wish we could stay like it was in the old days. Back in the old days, yeah. Families eating at the table, daddy reading that Bible, saying please and thank you, loving your neighbors and helping out strangers. 'Cause back in the old days, life was pure and simple. Back in the old days, true and kind, not all these distractions on your mind. I wish we could stay like it was in the old days, but no. Oh, where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? I don't know. Where'd you go? Back in the old days, life was pure and simple. Back in the old days, true and kind, not all these distractions on your mind. I wish we could stay like it was in the old days. Oh, give me the old ways. I miss the old days. Back in the old days. Back in the old days. Back in the old days.
R.J. Scouten here on Music on the Menu on the River with a brand new track called Back in the Old Days. I leave now, as I always do with the Badleys, and got about 60 or so songs up here on file that we've pulled from for the Badleys to close the show with over the years. They're kind of my best of Badley CDs that I made years ago. And what I wanted to do is start jumping off those a little bit and playing some other songs. I've been playing a lot of those songs now for quite a few years. This is a song I've never played on the show before. From 1999. It's from the Amazing Grace record. Paul Smith on lead vocals on this one.
Okay.
And Paul's now running the great studio down in the old Susquehanna Sound 8 days a week. Mm-hmm. We've got some great records there. That's where the Gentleman East track was done. And so I always love this song. Kind of has a real Tom Petty kind of vibe to it. Check it out. Badleys. Ain't No Man. We'll catch you next week.